Hi guys, and welcome back to Football Manager 2017 as Real Madrid. Today we have our first clash against our city rivals Atletico Madrid, and it is in the Spanish Cup, so not a live game today, just highlights, but we do get the 1-0 victory, and in a two-legged affair that clean sheet at home could really be something that sets us on our way for the win. So let's take a look at the action here. So it was a relatively quiet opening period to the game, 24 minutes in. Everybody in the Atletico half, we have a free kick. Ramos plays it to Kovacic, who plays it forward to Toni Kroos, to Varane. And Varane round the corner for Toni Kroos, plays it to Kovacic. Nice bit of play there. Kovacic slips it to Modric. Modric coming forward, slips it to Morata with a chance, and he scores. And it's a good goal for the boy. Young Morata, well, I say young, he's 24 or so, he's not that young now. But he is a Real Madrid boy. He does understand the rivalry, and it's great for him to get the goal here. So at 1-0 up, obviously I'm not thinking the game's won by far, but I'm hoping that we can use that as a platform to press forward. So just the one piece of action actually in the first half there, and it's great that we managed to take the chance. I tend to find against Atletico you have to be clinical, because they do tend to be a really tough defensive side who'll hit you on the break. So very good, get one chance, take one chance, lovely. I'm telling the boys that it was a good half. I'm not telling them to not get complacent, because I think sometimes that's a bit harsh. Sometimes you just have to praise them when they're winning a tight game. So 15 minutes into the second half, Atletico have a free kick deep in their own half. I hope we can pinch it here and go on to get that second goal, which could be vital in the tie. Lucas now with the ball at the back for them. He launches it forward. Modric racing towards it, but it is picked up by Torres, who plays it to Correa. Correa coming forward now. Coming inside, tries to find Torres. Easy for Varane though. Carvajal picking the ball up and launching it for Morata, who flicks it to Ronaldo. Good play from Morata up front. Ronaldo plays it to Kovacic. Kovacic coming forward now. Good win by Koke. Forward from Godin. Correa takes a nice touch now. Coming inside, and I'm a bit worried about the counter here. Correa, but he ends up with a hopeless pot shot over the bar. And that really summed up Atletico Madrid today. We shut them down perfectly. So we rejoin the action just before the 87th minute. Modric coming forward with the ball. It deflects for Vasquez, but Felipe Luis manages to win it back for Atletico Madrid. Carrasco coming forward here, and I'm really hoping we don't get suckered, but it's forward to Correa, who's cutting inside, much as he did last time, and again he chooses the long range shot, which again, harmless, nowhere near the goal. Absolutely brilliant from us today to shut them down so well, and to nick the goal to make sure we got the win. So taking a look at the stats today, 25 shots for us and only 5 for them. 61% possession we had. So it was a good day all round against our rivals. Not the most exciting game, but we won the first leg. I would have liked a bigger lead than a 1-goal lead to take away, but I am confident, as if we score there, they will need the 3 goals because of the away goal rule. So before we have our second game against Atletico Madrid, we have to go to Espanyol in the league. And I was hoping, with a recent decent run of results and a good 1-0 victory over our rivals in the last game, I was hoping we would come here and sweep up the 3 points. As you can see, a 3-1 defeat, a shock result. We don't get what we need. I was bitterly disappointed with this result. So let's take a look at how it unfolded. So it's actually a really uneventful first half until the 43rd minute. The ball is headed forward, cut out by Victor Sanchez for Espanyol, and they have a possible break on. Victor Alvarez over the top for Leo Baptistao. He comes in and strikes. Kiko Casilla actually makes a good save and turns it round the post. And I was a bit worried that Baptistao could be a problem for us today, especially since he has affiliations with Atletico Madrid, which I usually find motivates them. Whether or not it's an actual game mechanic, I don't know, but it just seems to be my luck. So actually from that save from Kiko Casilla, Diop whipping in the corner for Espanyol, taken well, and Baptistao, as I suspected he might, nods in the corner kick. It is 1-0 for Espanyol just before half time. Exactly what we didn't need, and they're gonna get laid into at half time, the team. I am not happy. So after an uneventful 15 minutes or so at half-time, Varane with the free kick to Vasquez, who tries to play it through for Danilo but can't. Victor Alvarez forward but cut out by Ramos. A great ball for Benzema, slips in Morata, surely has to score, and he's hit it at the goalkeeper. So nobody is having luck today. Morata, usually clinical, Been good for us all season, saved by the goalkeeper. Looks like it's not going to be our day. A couple of minutes later, Marcelo with the throw in here, inside the Espanyol half, and I'm hoping pressure's going to mount now, and we're going to manage to get something. So Morata comes forward and hits it. It's a really tame effort though, and an easy save by their goalkeeper. We're playing very, very aggressive at this point, and then that is just a terrible decision there from Sergio Ramos, and he gets another sending off this season. Definitely something I have to think about now, because, you know, a couple of times I can put it down to bad luck, but now it's got to be something I'm doing. Perhaps when I tell them to tackle hard, but I mean, I don't care how hard you've been told to tackle someone, you don't go through them when the ball's in the air. It's just baffling from Ramos there. He goes down to 10, we're away from home, we're already a goal down, and it pretty much seems the game's done at this point. So a couple of minutes after Ramos gets his marching orders, Kroos to whip in a corner, and I'm just praying at this point that we can get some sort of lucky goal. So Kroos whipping it in here, it's towards Kovacic but headed away, down by Carvajal. Morata plays it to Ronaldo, and Ronaldo manages to slam it home, and it's 1-1. At this point we're sitting back, trying to be rigid and just trying to launch it long essentially towards Ronaldo, get the ball, hoof it to Ronaldo and see what happens. I'm still expecting to come into trouble later on in the game, but getting the goal back gives us hope for points. And right after Ronaldo gets the equaliser, Baptistao kick off to David Lopez, forward to Victor Alvarez, and they're coming at us quite aggressively here. Skipping past Carvajal, has to go inside to David Lopez. He plays it for Gerrard there, but it's cut out by Rugani. Casilla playing it forward now, but it is cut out by Duarte. David Lopez plays it to Diop. Diop loses it to Modric, and I'm really hoping we can nick another one. A quick 1-2 here should really, really hurt them. Benzema coming forward now, but they have managed to get back. Played forward, Morata heads it down, but it is cleared. The flick on, Baptistao's onto this one, and I'm panicking at this point that they're going to score. Baptistao with a good ball in, and it's played here, and it's a great goal there from Carcela. A great, great finish. I have to give him that, but gutted. We get the equaliser with 10 men, and immediately we're put back behind again. And at this point, I'm certain it's over. Still going for it, of course. Going much more aggressive now, because if we lose, then, you know, we lose. Who cares? You know, we have to go for it. There's not much hope. Not much good holding on to 2-1. We might as well go for it and get beat 5-1. So nothing much actually happens until just about the 90th minute mark. We don't manage to create anything, and we also don't get picked off. Morata with the ball in the halfway line though does lose it to David Lopez, who finds Gerrard again. Back to David Lopez, great timed ball to Baptistao, tight angle, and he finishes it. And I have to question where the goalkeeper's going there. It's a terrible angle from the goalkeeper, and Baptistao finishing it. 3-1, terrible result, and again we're really opening the door for our rivals, Barcelona, to take advantage in the league here. It's a really, really poor result. It's a game we couldn't afford to lose, and we did. And it does not put us in the right mentality for our next trip, which is away to Atletico Madrid in the Cup. So it's time for the away trip to Madrid, which sounds strange. But the game, as you can see up here, much more lively than the game we had at home. 3-2 we actually lose this game, but because of that clean sheet at home, we go through on away goals, just as we did in the last round. So we're not hammering teams anymore in the Cup, but the away goals rule is seeing us through. So let's take a look at the action in this one, much more so than the first game. So it's a quiet 20 minutes or so. Godin coming forward with the ball, and we've set up for this game aggressively to go and get goals. I've actually changed. It's not the controlled possession style we're playing just now. It is aggressive, it is fast paced, it is wider, and it's more direct than the short passing game. So I'm hoping we can really get into them here. Godin with the free kick for them after 20 minutes, plays it to Koke. He goes forward to Augusto. Augusto with a good ball forward. Vrjako picking it up, whips it into the box. It's headed away by Danilo. Headed away by Casemiro, but it's going to be picked up here by Felipe Luis, who plays it to Gaitan. He plays it into Griezmann. A great through ball to Sol, and Sol shoots, and it's off Kiko Casilla and into the net, and it's 1-1 already on aggregate. And the fear goes into me at this point, to be honest. I think that they're going to come back and dump us out the Cup, which would just really put that would put the icing on the cake after the loss to Espanyol last time out. So a couple of minutes later, we rejoin the action as it's dumped forward. Sergio Ramos picking the ball up here. Goes across to Varane. He plays it long. Good ball for Ronaldo. Ronaldo controlling it well. He plays it to Luka Modric. Modric forward for Coentrao on the left there. Kovacic forward. Pardon me, slips it to Morata. Morata with a lovely flick to Ronaldo. Ronaldo cutting in on that right foot, slips it to Morata, plays in Casemiro. Goalkeeper so off his line, and it's a good goal from Casemiro. Usually he's in the headlines for his red cards in this save, but he scores the goal. That makes it 1-1, and all of a sudden we're 2-1 up in aggregate, and we have the advantage on away goals, so they need 2 goals at this point. So just after the 30-minute mark, it's Gaitan to whip in a corner for Atletico. Goes deep into the box, Ramos heads it away. Verjako heading it on now for Sol. He plays it back out wide, but it is nicked by Casemiro. He heads it on, he's chasing it, but he is beaten to the ball by Verjako here. He plays it back to Sol. Sol for Atletico pings one away out towards Gaitan, but it is nicked by Danilo. Vasquez coming forward now, and I'm hoping we can get another, which I think will kill the game. But Koke wins the ball, and it's Felipe Luis and Lucas and Koke, or Coke, I'm not entirely sure the pronunciation. Griezmann to Kevin Gamero, who shoots, and it's well wide of the post. But a bit of threat that they could get back in this. They could get those 2 goals. By no means is it game over. So 33 minutes in now, and just bundles of action in this first half. More so in the first opening half an hour than it was in the entire game in the first leg. Coentrao with the throw-in now deep in their half to Modric. Back to Coentrao. Acres of space to cross. It's headed down, but it's actually a foul by Sol, who shoves Danilo, and we get the penalty. Score here, and we make it 2-1 on the day. We make it 3-1 on aggregate, and at that point I'm really, really confident, because they would need the 3 goals now to get back into this one. So stepping up as usual is Ronaldo. And Ronaldo strikes, and it's a great penalty into the corner. There is no way they're going to be stopping that one. We're 2-1 up on the day. We're 3-1 up on aggregate, and I think it is almost game over, but we still have to be a little careful. So the opening 50 minutes of the second half is relatively quiet. We join the action as it's humped forward. Varane clears it, but it's Lucas picking up at the back for Atletico, playing it forward to Sol now. He goes forward to Griezmann. Griezmann coming forward, a good ball to Augusto. He's in far too much space. Keeper comes out, but it is a good finish by Augusto, and that gives them 1 goal back. It makes it 2-2 on the day. It makes it 3-2 on aggregate, but they still need 2 goals to dump us out. I'm not changing the tactic, by the way. We're still staying that aggressive way, playing as we would like. Were this a more important competition, I would probably adjust and become more rigid, but we just keep going, keep it flowing as we started the game. So 77 minutes, we still have a decent advantage here as Atletico need 2 goals to knock us out. Coentrao with the throw-in, he launches it forward, but Godin heads it to Correa. He finds Griezmann forward for Gaitan, but Danilo nicks it well, and a great ball forward from him to Benzema. Benzema got a lot of work to do though. He's charging into the box, and the shot is relatively tame in the end, but we still have a threat there, and you can see by the amount of players that we have up at the box here, we are still playing really aggressively. We get to just before the 90 minutes now. We still have that 2-goal cushion, and Kiko Casilla with the goal kick. He's playing it long towards Vasquez. It's headed by Felipe Luis to Gaitan, who plays a great ball in behind the defence. Correa's in on the goalkeeper, and it's a great finish from Correa. And I must admit, at this point, I did go containment. I did drop everyone back and become more rigid, just to try and see the game out. Of course, only a couple of minutes left, and we do see the game out without further incident, and we do manage to knock out Atletico on away goals. So that sets us up for our return to the league next time out, hopefully to bounce back. We are away at Celta Vigo, which is a really, really tough tie, but I'm hoping we can take confidence from this and go and do the business there. So we head into the next game here, away at Celta Vigo. We need to get back on track, but unfortunately, as you can see, a 3-3 draw, very, very leaky at the back from us. Unlike us, actually, we've been good defensively. So let's take a look at what happened to us this time. So just about the 8-minute mark, Hugo Mayo with the throw-in, but it's cut out by Coentrao. Modric to Kroos, Casemiro coming forward here, and I'm hoping to get something. Modric plays it to Ronaldo, who loses it to Diaz. It's launched forward, but Varane keeps it in our possession. Couple of choppy bits of play there, but Rugani plays it to Modric, who finds Vasquez. Vasquez on the edge of the area, beats a challenge, plays it to Morata. Modric now, great ball for Danilo, crosses it, and it's a great finish from Alvaro Morata, once again this season, reliable, and we go 1-0 up, and that should really have seen us on our way. And it is relatively quiet for the next 20 minutes or so before we have a throw-in with Coentrao deep in their half. Ronaldo picks it up but loses it to Diaz, who just dumps it forward. Varane picks it up and hurriedly puts it back in. Headed on, Vasquez plays it to Morata, whose shot is really, really tame, and the goalkeeper can just gobble that up all day. So the goalkeeper rolls it out here to Cabral. Cabral goes forward, Orellana completely free. He beats his man, as it's a terrible diving challenge. He beats another man. It's a great run from Orellana. He whips in a tantalising cross, and John Guidetti, of all people, scores the goal. Really disappointed. His 12th goal of the season, apparently. Just really, really disappointed by that. We had the lead and we've given it away here. Not good play, especially away at a tough venue here. We have to be better than that. The rest of the first half is a quiet affair, and when we come back to the action, it's 51 minutes, Gareth Bale lining up the free kick, and surely this has to be a goal. Gareth Bale steps up and strikes one, and it is a goal. Very similar, actually, to the goal that Luis Suarez scored against us for Barcelona. But Gareth Bale puts us 2-1 up, and at that point, I've got to think we're going to go on and get the 3 points here. And not 2 minutes later, Toni Kroos has the ball as we're advancing again into the Celta Vigo half. James Rodriguez losing it to Diaz, but managed to rescue it. Bale then loses it, and it's played forward to that man Orellana again, who caused all sorts of problems for their first goal. He's faced with a defender, he just creates a bit of space and puts it in, and John Guidetti guides the ball into the corner for 2-2. We're barely ahead for 2 minutes, and another goal by Guidetti, who, without sounding like sour grapes, Football Manager overrates John Guidetti. He is not that good in real life. However, Orellana's work was, that's what created the goal there, and we have to do better against him. So only 3 minutes or so after that, Keylor Navas taking the goal kick for us, and it's a really action-packed period of the game here. Victor Rodriguez picks it up, plays it to Guidetti, and I'm really worried about going 3-2 down here, which would be a real kick in the teeth. Guidetti coming forward, Modric wins it though, plays it to James. James can't quite beat Planas to the ball. Vas playing it to Diaz now. Diaz forward to Iago Aspas. He plays it to Vas again, and Guidetti's in hundreds of space there, and he completes his hat-trick. The marking on that one was disgraceful. We've completely went to sleep at the back there, and you would never guess that we were one of the best defensive sides in the continent, not even just in the country. So we have to do something now. We have to respond, and we go much more aggressive. So our aggression doesn't get as much, and I think after Celta Vigo score the third goal to go 3-2 up, I think they go quite defensively to try and shut us down. So picked up by Danilo here with the throw-in in the 83rd minute. He tries to find Bale, but Vas cuts it out, and it's back to Planas now. He plays it forward down the line. Pisulici, I believe you would pronounce that. Forward for Guidetti, Rugani away, Bale picks it up now, coming inside, and at this point we're in desperation mode to try and rescue a point. Played forward now, headed away by Hugo Mayo, but it will be picked up by Varane. Varane coming forward with the ball, Carvajal, good ball slipped to Ronaldo, Ronaldo across, and James Rodriguez following it in. A good goal from Rodriguez there. The last 5 minutes, I'm hoping we can throw the kitchen sink at it and maybe steal it 4-3, kind of like we did against Napoli. Unfortunately, that wasn't to be, and we only manage the 3-3 draw. 21 shots for us and 8 for Celta Vigo. Really poor, but if you look at three clear-cut chances for them and 0 for us, really not good. Poor at the back, giving up so many chances, and poor going forward, not creating much. They actually also have 55% possession in this game, so we really just had a terrible day at the office, and we have to pick it up next time. Next time out, we're at home to Leganes, one of the weaker teams in the division, so we really have to bounce back at home to them. So as you can see, we do bounce back from that disappointment with the 6-0 victory over Leganes. Unfortunately, it's a really easy game. We can win these 6-0 all day long, but if we don't win the tougher games, it's not going to matter. However, let's take a look, because the team did play well today, and I have to give them props for the goals, especially Morata, who had a cracking game. So about 8 minutes gone, the first piece of action, Cervantes with the goal kick for them, playing it long towards Unai Lopez. Coentrao heads it away though, Ronaldo won't get it, Victor Diaz forward, Coentrao wins it back again, Casemiro coming forward with the ball now, he plays it to Toni Kroos. Toni Kroos slips it to Isco. Isco coming forward, attacking the box, and a bit of a wayward shot, but a decent bit of intent from him, showing how we're going to be playing for the rest of the game. So the game goes relatively quiet for almost about a 20-minute period. Tony Kroos whipping in a corner now just after 25 minutes. Kroos' delivery, headed away. Bale picks it up though, plays it to Isco. Isco back to Kroos. Can he deliver again? He goes back to Isco. Isco delivers it to the back stick, and it's Morata who turns it in for the first goal of the day. Decent enough goal, easy finish for Morata. He's having a good season. He's the one player who really impressed me this season. So only a couple of minutes later, we pick the action up as they're trying to get forward here with Makis. He loses it to Coentrao. Kroos picks it up, plays it to Isco and Casemiro. He plays it forward to Coentrao, skips past the challenge, cuts it back to Isco. Isco playing it to Tony Kroos, lots of space, shoots, and he's hit the post and it's went in. And it was a great strike from Tony Kroos there. He has that in his locker. 2-0 up against Minnows at home in the league. And I'm sure the 3 points are secure. So 35 minutes gone now, and they actually line up the free kick just outside our box. I'm not too concerned. If they get a goal back though, it will be disappointing. Smanowski playing it into the box. It is headed away and Kroos picks it up. He helps it on for Morata, and I'm hoping we can get the counter here, although we're not exactly flooding forward quickly. Morata though, going by players like they're not there, plays it to Danilo. Danilo going himself, and it's a great finish from the right back. Chooses not to slip it to Cristiano Ronaldo and instead go himself, and it was a good finish for 3-0. So the game gets a bit quiet after our third goal until 56 minutes in the second half. Coentrao with the throw-in. He gives it to Casemiro. Casemiro forward to Coentrao. His cross is actually blocked well, but he does maintain possession of the ball. Plays it to Tony Kroos. Back to him. He's doing all the work here. Hits the byline. The cross-in is cleared. Kroos flicks it on. Ends up at Gareth Bale's feet. He hits one. Good save. And Morata with a follow-up as the keeper parries it for 4-0. Great play, 4-0, easy stuff. So it's 63 minutes, Tony Kroos whipping in the corner kick. In it goes, Pepe is up, everyone's challenging, a big scuffle, and it's actually a penalty given to Real Madrid. Not too sure what happened in the scuffle, but I will take it. Cristiano Ronaldo now will step up for the penalty kick. Or will he? It's actually not going to be Ronaldo. It's going to be Morata. He steps up and he scores another goal. And he's having a great game for us today. An absolutely sensational game. So he took the penalty there instead of Ronaldo so he could get his hat-trick. And that's 5-0, easy street. So not long after the penalty, Keylor Navas kicking it out to Coentrao here. And it's just the easiest game we'll have all season. Pepe playing it forward to Casemiro. Casemiro plays it to James Rodriguez. James with acres of space and time. Casemiro now, they're in complete damage limitation mode. It is nicked though and played forward. Coney now, trying to come forward for them. His ball, nicked by Bale. Good play by Gareth Bale, showing some good intent there. James Rodriguez coming forward. He plays it to Casemiro. Casemiro coming forward. Lots of space. He plays it to Bale. Bale to Danilo. Danilo to Kroos. To Bale. Whips it in. Ronaldo there, but it won't get it. It's headed away aimlessly, and it'll come back at them from Coentrao. Tony Kroos picks the ball up, plays it to Casemiro. He's going past men like they're not there again, but he does lose it. Tony Kroos rescues it though. Gareth Bale cutting inside, plays it to Morata, who scores another goal for 6. So taking a little look at the stats here, 32 shots for us, 6 to them, 3 clear-cut chances for us, and 0 for them. So I suppose you could say we're back to defensive solidity and attacking creativity, but it's against a really weak side, and we're going to have to start stepping up in the big games rather than just the games against the smaller teams. But I'm going to leave it here for this episode. Next time out, we'll be back in the Champions League for our last 16 tie against Dynamo Kiev. And I realise I didn't draw the Champions League on camera. I probably should have done, and I will be doing for all future fixtures. And the game against Dynamo Kiev will be a live episode, because the Champions League, of course, is one of the most important things in our season. And there'll also be an update, just where things lie, how the league table's looking, who the top scorers are, that kind of thing, in next episode. So I hope you join me next time, and I'll see you then.